Welcome, friends, to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany starting in 1935. It's the summer of 1966 and we are in the throes of attempting to prepare for the mother of all wars. Yes, all the stars align, Germany, Italy, Japan, yep, getting the old band back together versus just the USA. That's the hope. The game can be, awkward in actually fulfilling our hopes and dreams, but let's shoot for the stars. Credit to B1 Laxon, who has answered the question, how can you tell how much base capacity your fleet or squadron or whatever is actually using? So here's his comment. The summary: click on a C zone, select move ship, look at the ship list for the tonnage column, and finally you can see a number in brackets, which is the base needs. So a CL with a tonnage of 10,000, bracket 4, has a base need of 4, which is a very awkward number to find. Yes, it absolutely is. Let's just show that in practice. So let's click on, say, North American East Coast. Now it actually tells you here base capacity used / available. So the base capacity used is 44 and available is currently 260. If we click on move ships into the area, you can see that that 44 actually comes from these heavy cruisers, the 6 of them, each with a base capacity of 7, and a couple of destroyers, each with a base capacity of 1. So yeah, that is just a teeny weeny bit convoluted. If we have a look over in North Europe, you can see the base capacity used is 237 from a total of 1,500. Now actually, I think it's not counting corvettes, because I totaled it all up and I came to about 279. But the principle of the same is still the same. So battle cruisers are, and actually I've got a couple of battle cruisers in refit, which I counted in my big number for how much I would need. So yeah, so there's already 28 missing there. So 14 for the battle cruisers, 5 for the light cruisers that are big, 4 for the light cruisers that are little, 19 for the big carriers, and then 1 for all the destroyers and whatnot and associated things. So it takes us up to a number around about 280 or something. So by the time the current building is in place, then yeah, hopefully we will have enough to be able to base the whole fleet on the east coast of America and yeah, not get into any of that horrible attrition. Someone else asked about the air bases. We only have one in Halifax. I'm just increasing that to 100. I have another one down here in Bermuda, although I think that technically, I'm not sure if it comes under both. Anyhow, I'm expanding that one as well. But so I mean that should be able to provide a little bit of maritime patrol predominantly. But yeah, maxing out Halifax. Shame I don't have more bases, but that's how it goes. We are minus just under 3,000, principally because we are building these 9 SSGs. Let me just check. Yep, missile boats chugging away, 18 months away. And then also, let me just sort it by length. Let's go this way. We've got the 2 carriers, 15 and 13 months away. The Graf Stauffenberg, 10 months away. The Graf Zeppelin, 6 months away. And a pile of destroyers, mainly new, which is nice. So that's going to be fine. So let's just rattle through the late summer and autumn, early winter of 66 and see what good news So, review of the submarine program is coming up next month. Well, that's fine. I have nothing to worry about. Of the many things I have to worry about, that's not one of them. So, a new commissioning, which is lovely, a new patrol aircraft, top speed 214, combat radius 800, nothing to worry about. All the news, not much news, a few commissionings, whole pile more intelligence, but all residual things, so of no consequence. We have a look at the relations. They are depressingly calm, aside from America being at 12 with Japan. My ally. So yeah, that is a thing. It's a tricky thing because do I expand the Air Force? If I expanded the Air Force, I would absolutely have to, for example, halt production on the two carriers. Yeah, tricky. So I'm not going to. If Japan goes to war with America, I might get a little bit of leeway as to being able to expand out the squadrons. However, I'll probably just go in and make sure that America is squadroned up, which it isn't currently. So yeah, let's just do that. Okay, I've moved squadrons out of the Mediterranean, which, to be honest, I don't really care about, and moved them into the East Coast, but also into the Caribbean as well, and started to just increase their plane numbers. I know that will cost money, but que sera. Okay. Receiving much praise for my submarines. Well, that's nice. More ships finished working up and stuff. This Secretary of the Navy, it's a bit bonkers, but still just building 9 submarines, and they now want 18 destroyers. Well, let's do half that number. Let's do our cheap destroyers. I'm going to wait a couple of months until I really need to. But yeah, just trying to break the budget, clearly. Obviously, some of these ships will finish. Ships broken up. Ah. Ah ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Ah. Well, sometimes your dreams can come true. Question is, will Japan immediately ask us to honor our alliance? I hope not. Probably will. That's just the way these things go. There you go. Okay. So we are actually not ready for war. We need to build up our navy first. That would give us a little bit of budget and reduce a little prestige. If we said no, that would reduce our prestige and end the alliance. And obviously, if we say yes, that's money and prestige, but it's war. So I'm going to say not yet. Hopefully, the Japanese won't be too annoyed with us and they will ask us again soon. Ooh, there's a nice new research. Mind you, I think that's the first one we've had this year, anyhow. Yes, fleet tactics, improved EW. Well, who doesn't want improved EW? Okay. Right, British increasing naval spending. Stuff. Yeah. Well, below average South American admiral, who I believe has nothing to command, has improved their experience. So hooray for them. So let's just see where we are. Yes, no. Right, so we still are allied with Japan. So that's the main thing. And with Italy. So hopefully the Japanese will ask us to join their war soon. Which would be very nice. I mean, soon, yeah, but maybe not this soon. Soon. Come on, guys. Right, yes. We certainly can give them a couple of thousand just to keep them happy, keep the alliance alive. Okay, just check. And yep, we're still allies. Good, good. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, it'll warn me, but I've got to do these destroyers that I suddenly need to be building. 3 more ships. Oh, well, resources diverted to the civilian sector to fund welfare programs. Well, that's super great to know. Model D of our excellent helicopter. Small improvements. Small improvements are good improvements. Can't believe we've got, cripplingly less money. Oh, wow. Okay, I've halted construction on these missile submarines. Hopefully I won't be punished for that. Because we've got to go in and build 9 of these just when I don't want to. So that's minus 8,000. So that's a fair old chunk. Whew, well, can't be helped. Can't believe we've just had a massive cut in budget. Well, there's the Graf Spee. So that's going to help. Japanese really want us to join this war. We're still not ready. At least I've got the Graf Spee back. Now I'm going to say we're still not ready. I don't care about the Baltic. Yep, they're having fun. Good. Good to see. Yep, still allied. Japan and America is only at 2. We're at 6. Okay, so minus 5,000. And 4 more months for the last of the battle cruisers. 9 and 7 for the carriers. So at least that's, getting close. So that's the carriers sorted. More money. Hooray. How much more? From 780. Unexpected advances in submarines. And tensions have popped up to 7. Good to see. This is one of those moments where you'll point at me in the comments and go, and you completely misread that thing. It says here build requirements must have 2 destroyers building. I thought it was 9. I'm sure it said 18 and then 9. I mean, perhaps it's fanciful. Should I just scrap all of these and see if anyone cares? I mean, it would, help the finances back into the plus. On the other hand, they're helpful little destroyers. Let's carry on. Let's see what happens with them. Much praise for the destroyers. Hooray! 2 ships finished working up. That all helps. Not much news. So that's all good. Back up to 323 from the increase in spending. So at least that's removed that punishing social program cut in budget. Absolutely, we need a strong arms industry with more budget. Heavy jet fighters. Ooh, let's see what's popped up. Okay, so maximum speed is almost identical, within 6 knots of each other. Cruise speed nearly identical. However, in range, this Junkers 288 outlegs the others by quite a substantial amount. So that is definitely quite a lift. I mean, it's taking our old Lohmann Voss from a heavy range of 348, 350, let's call it, to 475 almost. So yeah, okay, that seems and a modest increase in speed, but yeah, the extra range in particular is going to be super useful. Doesn't matter about another version of the helicopter. They're pumping out versions of this helicopter left, right, and center. Nothing major. Oh, actually, I say nothing major. It can actually now have very small bombs. But yeah, all to the good. So let's okay that. And oh, we're in February 70 67. So I hadn't really noticed that, which is nice to see. So okay, let's do a quick review of the year. Sorry it's delayed. So here we are. Bit of a thin year, really. New heavy jet fighter, of course, 8 new destroyers, couple of battlecruisers rebuilt, unrest still at 0, which, considering that we're, pumping it out, is pretty good. Back to 7 tension with the USA, improved DW, improved submarines, a little tiny rise in budget. I think this is kind of close to the maximum for Germany. Certainly, it's a lot better than the 70-80 that it dipped down to. We've burnt through half of our funds during these awkward years with the blooming missile submarines and these extra destroyers. Yes, I've got the missile submarines on halt at the moment. So, yeah, slightly less construction. An extra, actually, that should be 2, not 3. And yeah, war with Japan. We are still allied with Japan. And yeah, long may it stay so. Let's hope the Japanese don't keep. Well, we're getting close where surely if the Japanese ask us, we probably should agree. So let's carry on to the end of the year. There we go. That will help things. I'm getting into a kind of what the hell place. Whoops, sorry, zoom in there. I'm getting into a what the hell place. If not now, when? Let's fulfill our obligations. It's 67. It's the war that we wanted. Hopefully the Italians will join in as well. And yeah, let's see what can become of this. So I will probably just sort out the turn, move things around, and then come to it with fresh eyes in shortly. So boom, yes, done it. Germany and the USA at war. Close to understanding, close in weapon systems. So they've already gone in and invaded in the Caribbean. Month 1. And sunk a submarine. And hit a mine and is in dock for 3 months. Well, this is all going splendidly well, isn't it? 1 invasion, 1 submarine loss, 1 gratuitous mine hit. The Americans have lost the CVL, as opposed to the Japanese losing an entire CV. Well, that's gone well. But in the East Coast, okay. So let's look at this. 11 merchant ships sunk. We'll have to, do the whole. It's kind of weird that war starts instantly and you don't have a chance to set your policies or any of those things. But it is what it is. We've sunk one of their submarines as well. Fair enough. And yeah, 99 extra VPs from Japan. Well, thank you, Japan. Relations with France are deteriorating because we're at war with their ally. Okay, yeah, but it's only deteriorating to 7. If it keeps at 7, fine. Okay, we've tidied things up. So the submarines are mainly forward deployed to America, a few to the Caribbean. New constructing away. The new carrier, 3 and 5 months away, which is great. Ships in service. My aircraft squad, whoops, no, it's aircraft types. My aircraft groups for the carriers aren't quite built up to their 128, so I'm not going to send them across until they are. That's probably going to take 2 or 3 months. So yeah, shame about that. But the heavy cruisers out there will just have to try their best. Or I may just decline some battles. Set the submarines to unrestricted. Trade protection looks fine at 45. Yeah, so all good or good enough. Yeah, not sure there's anything more. There are air groups in other places, but currently, if I go to the map, the Western Europe doesn't have any American ships in at all, so that's fine. The East Coast, obviously, battle cruisers, battleships, some carriers and stuff, well-balanced force, which is fine. I'll just have to avoid them. Obviously, we've got the blockade going where actually the bulk of their fleet has been deployed to the Caribbean, which is fine by me.